No matter what women say, they live to be objectified. I don't want to fuck your degree. What else can you offer me besides sex? I don't want to fuck your personality either. Women want all the accolades of being the boss without any of the responsibilities.
Live from Philadelphia, your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 575th edition of CSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. We are brought to you by Gorilla Mind Rush, the #1 non-habit-forming energy and focus supplement on the market. Be hyper-productive and laser-focused for hours with zero crash and zero jitters. Support your productivity and the show by going to donovansharpe.com/Gorilla Mind Rush to get your hands on a bottle or 236. I don't know if anybody has caught on to what I'm doing there in terms of the Gorilla Mind Rush bottles. Maybe I'll do a contest. As always, we are streaming live to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, VK, OK.ru, and of course Facebook. I am fresh out of Facebook jail, have not been put back. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. It is Tuesday, March 17th of 2020. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I don't think I'm wearing green, but I don't think there's no green in my underwear either. But I have green in the background. I've got some green here on my screen. So, and of course, every once in a while I do use a green screen. So we're going to count that as me wearing green. Hope everyone is having a great day. It's good to have you guys in today on a Tuesday. It is bowling night here at the Sharpe family compound, as we do every Tuesday. Very much looking forward to that. Managed to break in my new bowling balls, or my new bowling ball. I've actually got two bowling balls. I got one new one this past week. I've got another one coming in today. And Dev and I now have matching bowling balls. So, and she's actually shooting a lot better too. So hopefully our practice will carry over to the lanes tonight for tonight's bowling league. For those of you guys who are sports fans, I know I don't have a lot of sports fans in here. I know this is not what you guys come here for, but NFL free agency is currently underway. Even those who aren't sports fans, you guys have probably heard that Tom Brady is not going to be with the New England Patriots next season, which is it's definitely a shock for me. We all saw it coming a mile away. Jordan Howard, Miami J, just sent me a text message. Jordan Howard, who used to play for the Eagles, is now headed to the Miami Dolphins. So his team stole a player from my team. Also, there's a player for the Eagles, Halapula Vadivaitai, who played for the Eagles during that magical Super Bowl run back in 2017-2018 when Jason Peters, along with everyone else, was injured. Vaitai came in and played left tackle for Nick Foles, and of course the rest is history. So free agency is definitely underway for those of you guys who are sports fans. A big welcome to those of you who are new to the show. I know a lot of you guys are probably watching this show for the very first time. And again, it's hard to believe. I mean, we're on episode 575. We're 25 episodes away from 600 episodes. It's so hard to believe. It's so hard to believe that I've damn near done 600 of these. Episode 600 will be here a lot sooner than I think any of us might think. I might plan something special for episode number 600 at any rate. But okay, let's go ahead and get right to it. Today's topic was actually submitted by Devin. She actually sends me a lot of articles and videos, and every once in a while she will send me a gem. And this article was absolutely positively one of those. She sent me an article entitled Misogynist Men, 18 Ways to Instantly Spot a Woman Hater. Now, the article was published on a website called lovepanky.com, and was written by a Natasha Ivankovich. Am I saying that right? Ivanovich. Natasha Ivanovich. And before we get into this, let me tell you a little bit about Miss Ivanovich, and everything we know about her is going to be in her bio, right? So her bio says, a serial dater, Natasha Ivanovich knows a thing or two about men and the dating scene. Much of her writing is inspired by her encounters with men, and for good reason. She gets herself into some hilarious situations, like that time she went on a date with a guy who took her to a cow farm. If you need to find her, she's usually on a date or standing in the chocolate aisle debating whether or not to give in to temptation. So, it says she is a serial dater. Translation, she's a hoe. It also says knows a thing or two about men and the dating scene. Translation, she sleeps around. It also says that she's inspired by her encounters with men. Translation, she's a slut. Then right at the end, she says debating whether or not to give in to her temptation. Translation, she rides the cock carousel and doesn't watch her diet. Natasha Ivanovich is the typical female, guys. She lacks discipline, she lacks sexual temperance, and she thinks she's special because she writes about it. We talk about this all the time. These women go on all of these dates, they fuck all these guys, and they think we want to hear about their slutty escapades. I don't know who in the world tells these women that people are interested in all the dick they've taken, but these bitches seem to really want to write these books. And it's at any age, all ages. Listen, Andy Liu is 46. She wrote a slut book. There's a woman in her 50s who wrote a slut book. I forgot her name. Then there was Robin Korth, who was probably 65 years old now. She wrote a hoe book. Now here we are, Natasha Ivanovich, who appears to be probably in her early 30s. She looks like she's in her early 30s. I didn't really do much research on her. Everything I needed to know was right here in the bio. But you think she's special, right? And you guys can see in her photo that she appears to think that she is God's gift to men. And in her defense, she kind of is, right? You see, God creates women like Natasha to entice high-value men to commit to her. You see that in her picture, right? You guys can see, obviously, she's quite attractive. And as long as attractive females don't get fat and protect their virginity, she can have literally any man she wants. And again, I'm talking about high-value men. But like most women who spend any time on the internet, she eventually turned into a hoe. But she's still God's gift to men because now she can keep men occupied sexually while they look for higher quality versions of her. So she is God's gift to high quality men. They can keep them company while they're out actually looking for the high value girls, the girls that aren't sleeping around. Unfortunately for Natasha, the men that sleep with her will not commit to her, and she won't realize this until they're telling her that they're taking her out of the rotation, and then she sees them in relationships with younger, hotter, tighter, more feminine women. So yes, Miss Ivanovich is another banana gobbler who thinks too much of herself because she's half decent looking. But it won't be long before she hits the wall. And at that point, her blog will turn into even angrier posts than the one that we're about to break down. So let's go ahead and get right into it here. Let's go ahead and get right to her. There we go. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. There we go. Let's go ahead and get right to her her article. Misogynist Men, 18 Ways to Instantly Spot a Woman Hater. Give me 1 second. It starts, you've probably heard of a misogynist, but don't think you've ever actually met one. Well, maybe you're just not looking at the right signs. Misogyny, she continues, is a loaded word. Though by many definitions it means the dislike or prejudice against women. There's a lot more to it. Does misogyny mean the guy wears an I hate women t-shirt? Not at all, she says. Actually, at times it can be tricky to figure out how someone who engages in misogyny acts. That's interesting. That should actually say misogynistic acts. But girls like this aren't usually too bright, so I'll spare a phone call to the grammar police. However, there are ways to read between the lines to see if a guy is a misogynist. As a woman, you want to be with someone who appreciates and respects you, and all women. For me, she continues, I had a hard time understanding that a guy could be married or dating a woman even though he hates them. In my mind, she says, I thought misogynists were men who lived in their caves and had dartboards, and had dartboards should be boards of women's faces. But apparently that's not the case. Actually, most of the time, misogynists are not fully conscious of the fact that they dislike women. So before they figure it out, save yourself the energy and notice the signs ahead of time. Ay, ay, ay. Pardon me. Date a woman lover, she says, not a woman hater. But of course, that can sometimes be easier said than done. So it's time for you to take charge and put the pieces of the puzzle together. Number 1, she says, he doesn't value your feelings. He doesn't really notice your emotional state unless it's arousal, she says. Basically, a misogynist is only concerned about themselves and not being overpowered by the opposite gender. Whether you're happy or not isn't their problem. What most men don't realize is that if we make it our mission to make a woman happy, they lose attraction for us. This is what happens, guys. This is what happens. A man's mission in life is supposed to be anything but a woman. We've all heard the saying, you lose money chasing women, but you never lose women chasing money, and it's 100% true. What Natasha is saying here is that if you aren't up her ass 24/7 and always concerned about her feelings, then you hate women, which is obviously not true. If you have your shit together and make you your mission instead of a woman will forgive you for being insensitive to her feelings or happiness. Her happiness, gentlemen, is based on your happiness, not the other way around. Number 2, she says, he comments on others' looks. She continues, she's too fat for those jeans, or she wears too much makeup. Yes, because she's wearing her jeans for him, not herself. A misogynist will comment on other women's looks, and the majority will be negative comments. It's all about undermining and insulting women, she says, so if he's talking like this, it'll only get worse. Commenting on a woman's looks doesn't mean a man hates women. It just means it just means that he hates the way certain women look. The reason men comment on overweight females or females who are obviously not trying to be attractive is because we're trying to send a message to our women that if you let yourself go, if you let yourself get fat like women have, then our relationship is over. Ms. Ivanovich is trying to conflate fat shaming with an inherent hatred for women, which is designed to indirectly cause men to subconsciously lower our aesthetic standards for our women. Not going to happen, sweetheart. Not on my watch. Gentlemen, do not be afraid to comment on an unsightly woman's looks in front of your woman. I'm being dead serious. Do this often, gentlemen. Do this often. This will remind her that if she begins to look like that, she'll know that you have one foot out the door, which is exactly where you need her to be. Number 3, she continues, he uses your emotional state against you. Are you having your period? Is that why you're angry? No, she says, I'm angry because you're a moron. If you show some emotion other than admiration, it's clearly because you're on your period. There's no other reason you would be angry. So, I'm a moron, am I? Because I don't pander to your emotional outbursts and crocodile tears when you don't get your way, I'm a moron. Right? Is it because I called the woman at Starbucks overweight and attractive, and because you want permission to let yourself go and keep me around, you get upset that you have to keep yourself together? This is ridiculous. This is stupid, guys. I'm angry because you're a moron that's a fake reason. I'm sure women reading that got a really good laugh and showed their friends and they all kikied. But just because you call a man a moron in an article doesn't mean he actually is. You got to do better than that, Natasha. You sound like a fucking 12-year-old. Let's continue. Number 4, she says. Oh, wait a minute. He feels like he's entitled to everything. A misogynist feels like he's entitled to it all. If he sees a woman he likes, he's going to have her. Why? Because he thinks he deserves her. Think of Beauty and the Beast. Remember Gaston, the good-looking guy from Belle's Village? Yeah, that's the perfect example of a misogynist. So, a cartoon character in a mythical Disney movie who wants a pretty girl to choose him instead of a werewolf who can dance, that's a misogynist. Guys, this is the perfect example. This is the quintessential example of women using mythical standards and applying them to real-world situations. This chick just used a cartoon character to make a point. This tells you all you need to know about her sense of reality. Then she says, a misogynist feels like he's entitled to it all, but then if he sees a woman he likes, he's going to have her. Number 1, men of value don't see women as everything. Women are a perk, as Steve the Dean Williams says. They are merely a side effect of living a life of dominance and controlling your environment and dictating life on your terms. This woman foolishly thinks that if men pursue women because they want women, then they must hate women? That doesn't make any sense. Number 2, you're goddamn right. If I see something I want, a woman or otherwise, then I'm going to have it or her. I'm a goddamn man, and I take what I want when I want it without apology. If a woman I want doesn't want me, cool. I'll charge it to the game and fuck her friend. You guys know that song, Hotel, Hotel, Holiday Inn? If that bitch starts acting up, then you fuck her friend. That's the unedited version. Number 5, and again, these are 18 ways to instantly spot a misogynist by one Natasha Ivanovich, self-proclaimed serial dater, which is another fancy name for a slut. Number 5, he doesn't let you speak. If you're just about to voice your opinion or thoughts on a topic and he cuts you off, he obviously doesn't value you. He has something smarter and better to say. If you're getting cut off every 2 minutes, this guy doesn't actually want to hear you speak. He wants you to sit, shut up, and listen to him. If a woman I'm with, me personally, talks for 2 straight minutes, I'm gonna cut her ass off because I'm tired of hearing her ass run her goddamn mouth. 2 minutes is too goddamn long to listen to anything with 2X chromosomes talk about, and any man who regularly allows his woman to talk this long uninterrupted is probably in the friend zone. Secondly, if the opinions of women weren't so damn stupid and laced with feelings rather than facts, we let you voice your ridiculous opinions. But since you can't, we cut you off. Me personally, I'll cut your ass off after 4 seconds. So you're not getting anywhere near 2 minutes with me, Natasha. Fuck that noise. 2 minutes uninterrupted. Bitch, please. Number 6. It's always your fault. Even if he clearly made a mistake, it'll be because you did something that distracted him or made him think something else. It'll always be like that. Why? Because he doesn't make mistakes. He's a man, she says, and a misogynist. But you're a woman who doesn't know any better, so mistakes are expected. Miss Ivanovich has literally just given herself away as a woman who has never dated a man before. She dated a lot of males, but not a lot of men. And here's how I know this. The difference between a man and a male is that men have confidence. Males have egos. Confidence comes from within. Ego comes from the outside. Confidence is shaken but never destroyed. And ego can be destroyed because it comes from sources other than himself. Males blame others when they're clearly at fault. Men don't blame shift. We as men, we acknowledge our mistake, make a commitment to correct said mistake, and we move on. If she's dated guys who blame her, even when they mess up, she's dating boys. She's dating males, guys. In either case, neither males or men hate women if they mess up, whether they blame them or not. I don't know where the hell she's getting this from. She's picking the wrong dudes, as all women do. Number 7. He loves to give you advice. She continues, I have asked my male friends so many times for their opinions about what I'm wearing or my hairstyle. It's a normal thing that people do. However, the misogynist will give you advice that you didn't ask for. If you ask for advice, that's different. But if he's giving you a list of things to change about yourself and you just got out of the shower, he has a problem. No, baby girl. No. You have the problem. If you can't take instruction from men about the way you look, then that is a you problem, Natasha. That's this woman's problem, guys. She doesn't want men to voice their preferences about the way she looks. And to be fair, she doesn't have to do anything she doesn't want to do. If her man says he wants her to wear a skirt and heels and she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to. But having a problem with A, a man voicing his desires about how he wants you to look, and B, doing things to make your man happy, then don't be surprised when you're single at 39. What Natasha wants here is unconditional love. This is her de facto part 2 of two. If you comment on the way women look, you hate women. If you tell your woman you want her to wear certain things or look a certain way, you hate women. So basically, if you want women to look like, I don't know, women, then apparently you hate women? Make that make sense, man. This bitch is crazy. Number 8. And again, these are the 18 ways to instantly spot a misogynist. Number 8, back in the day, she says, you might catch him talking about how he doesn't think there's a pay gap between men and women. Here we go. Or that he prefers the old times when a man would provide and protect the family. Now, you know, women are working, making their own money, and don't necessarily need to rely on a man. Well, that's a problem for him. Why? Because now you have a say. And oh yeah, he's a misogynist. Oh, how fucking cute. How cute of her right at the end. Just because a man acknowledges the hard truth that there is no pay gap between men and women doesn't mean he hates women. And here's another thing. Men, we have zero issue with women in the workplace, except for the fact that they can lose their jobs at any time if a woman decides to hit them with a hashtag #MeToo accusation. And the fact that they're always flirting with their coworkers. And the fact that they cheat with their coworkers all the time. And that they're always going to happy hour with Kevin and sales. And that they're always going to weekend team building trips with the sales team. Men are less financially important to women. Yes, there are plenty of bad things about this, but a couple of great things I can think of are, number one, women can pay for shit now, meaning that we don't have to foot the bill for everything. And number two, if your woman makes good money, she's with you because she wants to be, not really because she has to be. Guys, listen, Devin makes great money. She does not need me financially. And about half the time, she pays for dinner when we're out. It is what it is. Number 9, he knows it all. Who's the 49th president of the USA? Wait, he knows it. He knows it all. The guy is apparently a walking encyclopedia. Now, if he's wrong and you correct him, he won't believe you. In fact, he'll probably Google it right in front of you. And wait for his reaction when he sees he's wrong. He won't be telling you that you're right. So, if he's intelligent, he hates women. If he's a walking encyclopedia, he's a misogynist. Now, the guy who Googles things in front of you, again, Miss Ivanovich, that's not a man. That is a male. This chick needs to stop dating boys, man. This is why she's so misguided. She has no idea what a real man is. Real men don't give a shit whether they're right or wrong. Okay, fine. You have your opinion. I'll have mine. Let's move on. Ay. Number 10. Number 10. He knows what a real woman is. A misogynist, she says, is fully aware of what a real woman should look like. Her shoulder-to-hip ratio, the size of her breasts. He has a PhD in it all. These guys are all about attaining the perfect woman. She's physically a Barbie doll. She doesn't speak, and she puts out. What she's doing here, guys, is she is punishing men for our biological desires. We don't have a PhD in anything, guys. We're men. And men are sexually attracted to women who are shaped like women. Yes, there are many different shapes of women that turn on a lot of different men, but by and large, we know what an attractive woman looks like when we see one. What Miss Ivanovich is really saying here is that if a man doesn't like overweight women who run off at the mouth and don't know when to shut the fuck up, then he's a misogynist. Yeah, out-of-pocket women. If a man doesn't like a woman who's out of pocket, he's a misogynist. Number 11, he sexualizes women by race. Perhaps you've heard him talk about other women that he's been with. If he's talking about being with a Latina because she's spicy in bed, or an African-American woman because she's a lioness in the sack, well, you cannot sexually stereotype a race more than that. Get rid of this guy. Guys, I have fucked many, many Latinas. I have also fucked a lot of black women, and I have fucked plenty of white girls. Latinas are spicy in bed, guys. They are passionate in bed. Okay? Black women are aggressive in the sack, and white girls literally let you do whatever you want to them. Stereotypes exist for a reason, gentlemen, and discussing them with other men doesn't mean we hate women. Besides, I'm sure she talks about all the big black cocks and Latin lovers she's had, but that doesn't mean she hates men. Or does it? Kind of sounds like she hates men based on this article. Number 12. His fetish is non-consensual pain. Uh-oh. Now we're getting into the danger zone. Now, if you're into BDSM, that's one thing. However, a misogynist tends to fantasize about non-consensual pain. They want to hurt you when you don't want to. This can be physical, emotional, mental, or verbal abuse. You won't see this right away, but be very aware of how he acts after you've told him you don't like something he does. Does he do it again? Yep, I bet he does. Again, this chick is giving herself away as a woman who makes bad decisions with sadistic men. Guys, non-consensual pain is only inflicted by men who are sadistic and have a fetish for hurting women sexually, and relative to the number of men all over the world, these men are borderline non-existent. Doesn't mean they're not out there, but they're not nearly as commonplace as Miss Ivanovich is applying that they are. But then she tries to bring in the emotional pain, the mental pain, the verbal abuse, which is subjective at best. When today's women say that they were in a verbally abusive relationship, it means that they were in a relationship with a man who didn't worship the ground she walks on, put her in her place, and didn't tolerate her emotional shenanigans. Natasha's talking about two different kinds of men here. But because she knows she's damaged and can only be aroused by damaged men who do sadistic things to her during sex, and she can't decide whether she loves it or hate it, but can't figure it out, but can't figure out why she wants more of it, she brings the nebulous emotional and verbal abuse into the picture to cover up her own fucked up mind. Damaged women, gentlemen, attract damaged men. Period. Number 13. Voicing your opinion, she says, is disrespectful. If you're angry and yell or complain, you're showing him disrespect. It's not ladylike, and it's also disrespectful to the man. Yeah, that's crap, she says. If he doesn't like the way you voice your opinion, if you're being abusive, that's different, she puts, I guess, in her version of parentheses, then he'll tell you that he thinks you're being disrespectful. You're not obeying that misogynistic man. Ooh, go Natasha. What she is conveniently leaving out here, gentlemen, is the way women voice their opinions. When a female voices her opinion respectfully, men respond in kind. We only take female opinion as disrespect if her tone is disrespectful or if what she says is disrespectful. She's being intellectually dishonest here, guys, because men of value do listen to female opinions, but we only value the opinions of women who have earned our respect, right? We only value the opinions of women who are respectful towards us when voicing said opinion. Natasha takes it as disrespect when a man doesn't acknowledge or give her kudos for her jacked up opinion. That's why she's really pissed off. Men know she's full of shit, so they don't take anything she says seriously. So she calls them misogynists. Go figure. Number 14, and I'm going to open up the phone lines here. 914-205-5356. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. Number 14, control over your sexual side means you're a slut. Here we go. Now we're to the good part. If there is a woman who is sexually confident, he'll probably say that she's a slut. You'll probably hear this early on in the relationship, so if you do, run. A misogynist does not want women to be in control of his sexual energy. It's a powerful thing, and he is losing control. When she says control over your sexual side, what she means is reserving the right to fuck whoever she wants, whenever she wants, which doesn't make her a slut. She wants to be able to do that, right? When she says control over your sexual side, okay, this means that, again, just like I said, you reserve the right to fuck whoever you want. Now, just because you have control over your sexual side, just because you reserve the right to fuck other guys, that doesn't necessarily make you a slut. Exercising those options, however, does make you a slut. Being horny doesn't make you a banana gobbler. Wanting to have sex with hot guys doesn't make you a cucumber connoisseur, ladies. But acting on those impulses more often than not absolutely positively makes you an eggplant enthusiast. Men don't fault women for wanting to have sex. No. We fault them for succumbing to the temptation to do what is easy, which is sleeping around. What she's saying here is that if you hold women to the proper sexual standard, then you hate women. Which means she doesn't want any man to hold her to a sexual standard she knows she can't meet, because she is indeed a slut, and she knows it. That's why she's calling men who judge her promiscuous behavior misogynist. It's the same as fat women on Tinder putting in her profile, well, if you can't handle my curves, don't even talk to me. What she's doing when she says that is she is circumventing the pain of rejection based on her being overweight. So she beats him to the punch. The same way Miss Ivanovich is circumventing rejection by high-value men based on her promiscuous proclivities. This is textbook female behavior, guys. Number 15. She cannot make choices about her own body. If he's telling you that you should have a boob job and that he'll pay for it, then he could be a misogynist. He doesn't own your body, even though you think he does. So if you're dating a man who's trying to change your body, then I would pack my bags. She can't make choices about her body? Sure she can. Like I said earlier, no one's holding a gun to her head, least of all a man with options. The example of the boob job, guys, is fucking ridiculous. If a man wants his woman to get a boob job, it doesn't mean he hates women. It means he wants his woman to have bigger boobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. If she gets the boob job, that's on her. He's not forcing her to do anything. But the boob job, gentlemen, is yet another covert way of shaming men for wanting women who are not overweight. That's what this goes back to. That's what this is really about. This isn't about boob jobs or a man owning a woman's body. No, it's about her not wanting to stay in shape to keep a man who's worth a damn. That's all there is to it. Besides, how is it that he hates a woman if he actually offers to pay for the boob job? What sense does that make? Number 16, he's unfaithful. Of course, in the beginning, you won't notice. He's too charming and gentlemanly. However, pardon me, you're just a woman. Half the world is full of women, so why not taste other flavors? Which is fine if he was single. If he's cheating, he thinks that he owns you. This is her getting, listen, guys, dude, this is her getting her little ego punctured. She's been cheated on, and when women get cheated on, it gives them a complex, right? What's wrong with me? What's she got that I don't have? Why am I not enough for him? These are all thoughts that go through a woman's head when she finds out her man cheated on her. But this chick goes one step further and tells everyone that male infidelity means misogyny. Listen, I get that she's angry for being cheated on, but calling a man a woman hater just because he stepped out on you, that's emotional immaturity. Number 17. He'll ghost on you, then suddenly reappear. I just had this done to me, she says. Oh, here we go. Now she's giving herself away for real now. We were seeing each other intensely for 2 weeks, and then he just decided not to reply to me. When I asked him what's going on, he gave me a vague answer and told me that he hopes I can settle with that response. The guy didn't give a shit about me. And watch, in a couple of months, he'll be texting me. This is simply because he doesn't care about me because I am one of many. Yeah, Natasha, you are one of many. And that's one of the reasons why that guy doesn't give a shit about you. The other reason he doesn't give a shit about you is because you slept with him 12 minutes after you met him for the first time. And because he knows girls like you are a dime a dozen, he treats you as such. This is another case of her getting her feelings hurt because a man had the audacity to treat her exactly the way she deserves to be treated, like garbage. How many women like her expect men to respect them after they blow them in the parking lot at the bowling alley on their first date? It's beyond me. This chick fucks on the first date all the time, but because these guys aren't treating her like a princess, she calls them woman haters. No, they don't hate you, Natasha. It's actually quite the opposite, in fact. They happen to like you very much, as long as they don't see you too often and you leave within 5 minutes of getting him off. Number 18, the last and final sign that you can instantly tell that he is a misogynist, he's charming at first. This is the hardest part about identifying a misogynist. They're charming and they can easily try to manipulate and control you. I mean, really. All guys are charming in the beginning, so initially you may not be able to tell. However, if you keep the other points in mind, you will be able to see it. What she did there, gentlemen, was give herself away as a woman who has been jaded by getting fucked and shucked by too many players. A man who figures out that she's good for nothing, but what the 3 holes in her body provides him, is a man she can't manipulate and control. And a man she can't manipulate and control apparently hates women. At the end of the day, guys, this article is nothing more than a woman who has discovered that men with standards and expectations that also enforce them don't want anything to do with her outside of sex. The men she doesn't want don't want her anymore, and she can't handle that. Or rather, the men she wants don't want her anymore, and she can't handle that. She can't figure out why the men who are fucking her don't want to commit to her because, like all women, she confused sexual interest with relationship interest. She asks herself, why is this guy fucking me if he doesn't want a relationship with me? And because she can't think of why, she places the misogynist label on him and every other dude who's ran through her. All 18 of these bullet points represent men who didn't commit to her. These are the men she liked the most. That's what all of these bullet points have in common. She can't have them, so she decided they're inherently flawed for not wanting her. Again, this is the typical female thought process, guys. Doesn't really get any simpler than that. All right. We're going to open, the phone lines are open. 914-205-5356. That's the number to call. Let me take just a few minutes here. Shout out my super chats here. Juanito Main with the $10 super chat says, just paying my dues. I appreciate that. John Rampage with the $2 super chat says, goddamn gospel again, brother. Preach. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. There was somebody who, Nicholas Peters, he's not a member, but when I see stuff like this, he says, anyone know any good ways to make money online with this whole virus thing going around? I mean, so many stores are closing or closed because of it. Restaurants, clothing stores, and other places. Okay, not a problem. But then he says, if you don't have money to invest in businesses either. Nicholas Peters, you, my friend, are looking for a cheat code, right? Like, you're looking for a way to make money online without actually having money. It takes money to make money. Come on. Come on. Yes, Restream is, Restream is still having trouble with the API connections. So again, I had to do the multi-step thing. And to make sure that it's working properly, I had to put the 2-minute countdown at the front of the show. So that when it actually goes live and online, I've got time. Like, usually it's just 10 seconds. You guys see the last 5 or 6 because there, of course, is a 4 or 5 second delay. So I decided to put a 2-minute countdown on there, and at about a minute 30, it's like, okay, we're good to go. And that gave me permission. All right. Shout out to the Republic of Awesome. Tom Brokaw is in the house. Six Ball. Haven't seen you in here in a while. Mojo Arid, the newest member of TSR Towers. You've got the chat privileges. He says, I heard Chuck Norris went to a feminist rally and came back with a shirt ironed holding a sandwich. Oh, no. Listen, Mojo Arid, listen, I appreciate the support, but dude, that's a terrible fucking joke. I've heard that joke so many times. Let's not, listen, if you're going to be in the chat, don't be a performer, right? Like, there's so many guys. This is why I've closed the chat to the public. Because there's so many chatters that try to steal the show, right? They try to say, well, I'm Captain fucking Red Pill. I fuck nothing but 9s and 10s. Or did you hear the one about Chuck Norris go to a feminist rally? Don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to tell feminist jokes, get a Twitter account or start your own YouTube channel. Don't turn this into the fucking comedy zone. That was weak. Jesus. He's like, this fucking asshole. I paid $3.99 a month for this shit. Fuck him. New York's Ninth Wonder says she sounds like a really bitter alpha widow who cannot stop talking about her ex. Yeah, real talk. No, I agree. She has absolutely been alpha widowed. Cryomancer with the $20 super chat says, always bringing the fire, Donovan. Appreciate that. Tom Brokaw says, cam girls are making tons of money. Yeah, dude, listen. Cam girls, that is a recession-proof profession. Good stuff. James Martinez says, heard Brady going to Tampa. He can go and lose all he wants. Oh, wow. I don't want to talk sports too much, but I think Brady would actually do pretty well in Tampa. I think he would. I think it's coming down to either Tampa or San Diego. I think the Colts just signed Phillip Rivers. Ryan Tannehill got the $100 million contract from Tennessee, so Brady's not going there. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, and the Dallas Cowboys just gave Amari Cooper $100 million over 5 years. Amari Cooper's not a number one receiver. He's the number one receiver in Dallas. So that'll be interesting how that plays out. Juanito Main is in the house. Tim Taylor says, dude, these aren't rules to spot a misogynist. These are excuses for her misandry. Females, he says, are just legit misandrists masquerading as defenders of women when it's just a platform to attack men. The hypocrisy when she's just attacking every aspect of men with such scathing venom, it's just sad. We get it. You hate men because we don't want you. Adopt 9 or 10 cats and get on with your life. See, Tim Taylor, right there, Tim Taylor literally just did episode 575 in 2 paragraphs. This is why I have this is actually a strength and a weakness. I'm very bad at explaining things succinctly. I can't give a 1 or a 2 word answer. No, I got to give a fucking dissertation, a spoken dissertation. This is why I'm able to fill up an hour and a half to 2 hours of show by myself. I don't know many guys who can fill up 2 hours on the air by themselves. It's because I lack the ability to explain anything succinctly. It used to be a weakness, now it appears it's a strength. And Tim Taylor just highlighted my weakness slash strength. Very, very good. Hey, listen, you hate men, Natasha, because we don't want you anymore. Very good. All right. New York's Ninth Wonder says tone and content. Exactly. Very good. Very, very good. Bramblebush says, bam, hit the nail on the head. Luis Colon is in the house. Good to see you in here. Says speaks volume in this regret speaks volumes in this column. Lots of misguided beliefs from being shitted on by high-value males. Exactly. New York's Ninth Wonder says, shake my head, the Texans with their trade. Bruh. Yo, my brothers and I were texting about this. We're like, yo, the Texans sent DeAndre Hopkins, a top 3 receiver in the league, to Arizona for David always hurt Johnson. I know that's rich coming from a guy like me who's an Eagles fan. We have Carson Wentz, but he's not a quarterback. David Johnson's not a quarterback. Holy shit. Yeah, that dude. Bill O'Brien continues to get fleeced by the rest of the league. Very good head coach, terrible general manager. Kind of like Chip Kelly. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 914-205-5356 is the number to call if you want to get in on the show. Let us go to area code 352. Area code 352, you're on Live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, Donovan. Wow, yeah. This is Kevin from sales.
Oh, Kevin in sales. Where are you calling from, Kevin?
I'm from Los Angeles, sir. I actually did have a serious kind of topic I wanted to run by you, get your thoughts on, because I've been listening to quite a bit of red pill content, and it seems like the vast majority of it is people like avoiding having kids and, you know, women trying to trap you with kids. But how do, like, in terms of like the alpha fucks and beta fucks things, like, does that mean like alphas like don't take care of their kids, or like is it just like only you're looking for like a very high quality woman?
No. There are different when we say alpha fucks, what we are talking about, Kevin, is our genetic alphas, right? We're talking about men who are 6'4", square-jawed, ripped. They obviously have good genes. Girls want to fuck and have those kids. There are some men with superior genes who stick around and take care of their kids. There are a lot of men with superior genes who don't. I don't think alpha fucks as a matter of fact, alpha fucks doesn't necessarily mean that he's not going to stick around and take care of the kids. Alpha fucks, beta bucks, Kevin, is really quite simply this. Alpha fucks is the guy she wants. Beta bucks is the guy she needs after she gets her fill of the alpha fucks, right? The way things are nowadays, Kevin, and again, we can thank feminism for this. Women want a man who takes care of her financially and takes care of her sexually. 50, 60 years ago, men were there were all kinds of men running around just like this. This is why women got married young and they stayed married until either one or both of them died, right? But what feminism has done is it teaches women to act like men and men to act like women. Because of that, there are no male versions of unicorns. There are very few men who both arouse women who can also take care of a woman financially. You can almost never find alpha fucks, beta bucks in the same man here in 2020. So what women do is they marry the beta bucks and have affairs with the alpha fucks. That's what that means.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, it just seemed like, you know, if you're like a strong alpha male, like you wouldn't want like a beta raising your child or really having anything to do with it for that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, when an alpha now we're talking about alpha who a guy who fathers a bunch of kids and has a bunch of baby mamas. Listen, alphas don't really care about their kids. Alphas who aren't in their kids' lives or who make it a point not to be in their kids' life, they don't really care about their kids, number one. Number two, here's the thing. If he decides to leave his wife or girlfriend or whoever he has kids with, he doesn't get a say in who raises his kids. If he doesn't want a beta to raise his kids, then he should be there to raise his kids. Something about her or something about him caused him to say, listen, I don't want to be in a relationship with this woman anymore. Okay, that's a choice that he has to make and that he lives with, and a lot of men have made that choice for better or worse. But when a man decides to exit the relationship or he gets dismissed from the relationship, he doesn't get a say in who she gets with. Oh, you can't marry that guy because he's a beta. No, she's going to do whatever the hell she wants to do, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, well, that kind of gets into my last thing here. So it's like, it does seem like most of the, I guess you'd call alpha males, like, you know, CEOs and college, or, you know, not college, but like professional coaches in the NFL and NBA, it seems like they're all married with kids. I mean, and they like are in their kids' lives. So it seems like the alpha not caring about his kids, I mean, it's like, it doesn't seem like it would be, it's like counterintuitive that would be a trait that is, that you would find an alpha male that they don't care about their kids.
No,
but it
listen.
does seem like,
listen.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting. I'm hearing it both
no,
ways.
No. Just no. And you're making a very good point. But what you have to understand is that not all alphas are created equally, right? Well, of course, NBA guys and head coach guys can be in their kids' lives because they have the money to, right? Like in terms of the custody thing. They have the money to be able to at least be in their kids' lives, and let's not get this twisted, Kevin. Professional athletes, just because they're there for their kids financially, doesn't mean that they're there for their kids. Period. Okay. Andy Reid and Tony Dungy, both Hall of Fame head coaches, have both had sons who have committed suicide or killed themselves. Garrett Reid, that happened right here in Philly. Garrett Reid overdosed, I think, on heroin right there in the Eagles team facility. James Dungy, Tony Dungy's son, took his own life. Well, guess what? Andy Reid and Tony Dungy had to pay the price to be that head coach, working 100 hours a week, sleeping in their office. They probably wish to God that they were there for their kids, right? So you have to understand that all alpha males aren't created equally. Here's the second thing that you said. You have to be very careful with, well, alpha males should want to stick around for their kids. Well, you know what, Kevin? Women should reward men for treating them like ladies, but they don't do that either, do they?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess a good point to raise for all the listeners.
Well,
here
the point is
be very, very careful with who you're going to impregnate.
Hold on. Well, of course, yes, but I said all that to say this. Just because it should be this way doesn't mean that it is. You make an absolute dynamite point, Kevin. Men who father children should be there for their kids, but they're not. Women should reward men with good behavior for treating them well. That doesn't happen either. So expecting, again, the difference between what should be and what is, that is literally the difference between blue pill and red pill thinking. You don't want to be the purple pill guy who says, well, it should be like this. There's nothing wrong with saying, but it should be like this. But you have to, the other side of your brain is say, okay, it should be like this, but this is how it is, and this is what we're going to deal with. Thanks for the call, Kevin. I appreciate the call. 914-205-5356. Pardon me. is the number to call. Let us. All right. Dre Hooper says the caller needs to read Rational Male. Yeah, I would. Kevin in LA, I would suggest that you read Rational Male because it sounds like he's a smart guy, and it sounds like he's starting to figure things out. He just kind of needs to put the pieces together. So I would definitely recommend reading the Rational Male. New York's Ninth Wonder says it's all about how a man perceives his legacy and how he wants to make it a reality. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's go to area code 413. Area code 413, you're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Donovan. My name is Josh from Boston. How are you?
Josh in Boston. Doing good, man.
Yeah, I noticed something about this. This whole article is a giant shit test.
Yes. Yep, that's exactly right. What she is, and Josh in Boston has an excellent point. And I'll go one step further, Josh. Most of these articles are giant shit tests. So I can promise you, Josh, that any man who exhibits all 18 of these misogynistic signs, Natasha would throw herself at this guy, right? That's how we know this is a shit test. Let's go through. Let's go down the list again. He's charming at first, ghosts you, then suddenly reappear. He's unfaithful, right? These are all characteristics that women reward with their bodies, reward with their loyalty. This is what they reward. Yet here she is telling people, well, listen, if he's a misogynist, stay away from him. Newsflash: women actually kind of like who they label as misogynists. I'll give you the last word, Josh.
Donovan, no offense. Well, not me, no offense, but not to interrupt. But didn't somebody make an article one time saying that a lot of women do like misogynist men?
Yes, that's what I just said. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know, but no, I'm talking about they made an article saying they like misogynist men.
Listen, I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I'm sure there's an article out there that says that women do like what they characterize as misogynistic men. But yeah, listen, and here's the thing, Josh. Listen, you're up in Boston, okay? Let's just keep it real. Boston does not exactly have the most sterling reputation when it comes to racism. Guess what, Josh? Girls like racist men. They do. Black women like black men who are racist against white people, and white girls love white men who are racist against whatever race. This is just how this is. Oh, and it's
I get
not,
the best of both worlds.
Say again?
I get the best of both worlds. They call me the Diet Negro. I'm actually half black, half white.
Oh, okay. So
I get the daddy worshipers and the fat white girls, daddy issues. So
gotcha.
I know what it's like, man.
Oh, yeah. See, Josh is in Boston. He knows what it is. And it's not really about the racism. It's really not about the racism. It's just about a man who is steadfast in a belief. I say this all the time. Women don't have a belief system. They only believe what the strongest men believe. If the strongest man in her life hates Mexican people, guess what? So does she. If the strongest man in her life loves lollipops, she's a lollipop lover. If the strongest man in her life is racist against white people, down with crackers, right? If the strongest man in her life is a Muslim, all praise be to Allah. This is just how it works, guys. Women are water. They merely take the shape of the container that they're put in. And if you have a strong enough personality, if you have a strong enough aura about yourself, she will bend to your will without you having to bend her to your will. That's just how this is. Good call, Josh. Appreciate the call. Let's go to area code 909. Area code 909, you're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Donovan?
Yep.
Hello.
Yes, this is Donovan.
Yeah, Donovan. Theo the Trucker here, calling from the Mormon State, Utah.
Hey, what's going on, man? What did you say your first name was? Because I always forget your name. Is it Theo?
Theo
Gotcha.
the Trucker.
Gotcha. Theo the Trucker. How you doing, Theo? Where are you at these days?
Right now I'm over down here in Utah, Clearfield, with loading up toilet paper, man. It's in high demand.
Oh, my God. Wow. So you're in Utah. So did you listen? Newsflash, breaking news on TSR Live. If you want toilet paper, go to the state of Utah. They've got truckloads of it out there.
Like I said, I'm powered by gorilla mindset. Anyway, but like you said, it's good to hear you, Donovan. Sorry about the old TV. Must have sneezed.
That's all good, man. Don't even sweat it. What's on your mind, Theo?
But anyway, like I said, what gets me is, like, I heard the same thing on Terrence Pop, you, and Don. All these authors are these sexual therapists and experts with couples. They always seem to have the same MO. You know, I did this and I did that, and then when they get older, now they go into what we call the Disneyland fantasy mode.
Yep.
I want to have that prince in shining armor, and I can't get it. But this he's just a prince. I want the king.
Yep.
And they don't want the king. They want this. And I'm saying, like, look, and here you are, and that's why, like I said, it's good advice. Never listen to a female sexual therapist.
No.
No. And like I said, the one thing I'll make it very short because I know y'all have people talking, but like I said, point of this, it all turns out one thing there, Donovan. They all turn out to what the coach says is a BMW, badly made women, you know?
Coach Greg Adams said that?
Yep.
Dude, I swear to God,
You
Coach
add
Greg
that
Adams,
to your list.
I don't know where he comes up with this stuff. Dude, he's got the BMW, the 49er. I learned about buzzer beater the other day. I mean, dude, that dude's fucking hilarious, man.
Hey, we're gonna keep your list up. There'll be more coming up. I gotta go now, and like I say, your gorilla mind rush keeps me at full power. Guys,
baby.
You gotta get that stuff.
Hey, Theo, be safe out there, man, because if word gets out that you're carrying toilet paper, man, you might get jacked. Like, you might want to be careful out here in these streets. Like, niggas are doing crazy shit for some toilet paper. Just be careful.
Oh, believe me. Well, I got Mr. Smith and Wesson with me.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
They're good friends of mine.
Excellent. I'm a big fan of Mr. Winchester as well. So stay safe out there on the road.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there on the road.
Care.
Theo the trucker checking in. So yeah, dude, he's getting a whole truck full of toilet paper. Like, people out here, like, dude, there are people out here getting in fights. Like, I got a buddy of mine in Vegas, actually Will Chrisman, Will the Coldest, down there in Las Vegas. He texted me the other day. He says, man, we got niggas fighting in the street. He didn't say that. But he's like, man, you got people fighting over toilet paper. I'm like, yo, like, there is paper towels, right? Like, okay, there's no more toilet paper. Just get the softest ply paper towel as you can. Just, you got to make do. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Let us go to area code 347. Area code 347, you're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Donovan. It's Anand from New York. Can you hear me properly?
I sure can. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. So this kind of relates to what Kevin from LA was kind of asking you.
Okay.
So I've been consuming red pill content consistently, you know, and I just want to ask you, I've heard that a man has a great deal of control over his sexual market value, as in he has a lot that he can do to elevate his sexual market value, but he has little to no control over whether or not the sexual market perceives him as an alpha male or a beta male. Now, do you agree with that sentiment? Yes, like, or not?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, and let me think. Yeah, you know what? I guess the funny thing is here, Anon, is that this is there are more things that we can do to increase our sexual market value, and I'll break it down to you like this. We have many, many ways to increase our sexual market value. Women really only have one: just get fit. If a woman gets fit, then she increases her sexual market value. It doesn't matter if she's smart. It doesn't matter if she has a career. It doesn't matter if she knows how to build things. It doesn't matter if she's an inventor. We don't care. If a woman wants to increase her sexual market value, she simply needs to get and keep in shape. Men, on the other hand, we have many ways of increasing our sexual market value. We can be as ugly as Homemade Sin. We could be the lead singer of, it's either the Dropkick Murphys or somebody. Shane something, right? Steven Tyler. Steven Tyler's as ugly as Homemade Sin. Steven Tyler is 87 years old. Last I checked, is probably not even close to that. Steven Tyler's like close to his 80s. Guess what? He fucked more girls yesterday than I have my entire life, right? Why? Because he's the lead singer of Aerosmith, okay? The point is this. There are many more ways that men can control our sexual market value. Now, to the second part of your question, or to the second part of your statement, we have no control over what the sexual market deems as alpha or beta. Here's where we really have to start to get away, in my opinion, from alpha male and beta male. Alphas and betas are polar opposites of one another. But it's not it's like the sexual marketplace is not binary. It's not ones and zeros. It's not just alphas and betas. There are some alphas, there are some betas, but most of us fall somewhere in between, right? So I would probably, am I an alpha male? I don't know. I don't get to, the world, women gets to decide whether or not I am a quote unquote alpha male, right? But alpha male in the manosphere, it's just shorthand for a man who has his shit together, a man who's unafraid of confrontation, a man who's good with women, and a man who is socially dominant, right? I guess in large part. So just because you're not an alpha male doesn't mean that girls aren't going to want to fuck you. There are a lot of beta males running around here, Anon, that get plenty of ass. Why? Well, maybe they don't really know how to handle women, but maybe they're 6'4", right? Maybe they have a square jaw. Maybe they're rich. Maybe they are talented. There are a lot of poor guys who are very ugly, but extraordinarily talented. Maybe they play the piano like Tchaikovsky, if he played the piano. Maybe they're an unbelievable painter. Maybe they do ice sculptures. Women are attracted, and I always say this, and I'll leave you with this, Anon. A man who is an A+ at one thing will fuck hotter women than a man who's a B- at everything. That's where the sexual market, it's probably a bad word for it. That's where the dichotomy is, right? Just because you're not an alpha, an apex alpha male, does not mean that that you don't have opportunities with women. Understand that there are very few alphas and there are very few betas. Most men fall somewhere in between, probably on the lower side towards the beta side. 80% of people probably skew towards the beta side. 20% of the people probably skew towards the alpha side. I would say that, I don't know, maybe 1% of the world is what we would define as in alpha male. But in terms of the sexual in terms of us not having any control over how the sexual marketplace values us, what you have to understand, and we don't have to control that because that never changes. Women have always been attracted to wealth. Women have always been attracted to social dominance. Women have always been attracted to talent. These things have never changed, and these things are never going to change, right? Helen of Troy, I mean, I'm not a history expert, but I think Helen of Troy was back in the day. The reason why I think she fell in love with Achilles, I'm probably getting that wrong. She fell in love with Achilles because he was a fucking badass. This guy killed a bunch of people. He's an excellent fighter. Probably couldn't read too good. Probably wasn't too educated. But the son of a bitch would kill. And Helen of Troy said, you know what? I feel safest with that guy right there. Right? So what you have to understand is even though we don't have control over how we're perceived in the sexual marketplace never changes. Women's desires have never changed. Women are attracted to the same things now as they were back in 2000 BC. I'll give you the last word, Anon.
No, that perfectly answers my question. Yeah, thank you. And I just want to give a huge shout out to the community for just giving me so much support ever since the first time I called in. So
of course, man. Yeah, and thanks for calling in, Anon, because I think Anon, I like it when he calls in because Anon he's probably the closest example that I know of a man who is actually going through the red pill process. Because the last time Anon called, he's like, man, sometimes I wake up and I don't really know why I woke up. Well, he's called 2 other times after that, and his voice sounds more confident. He's asking more thought-provoking questions. Like that was a very good question, which required a very long answer. Merciless6 with the $20 super chat says, black feminists are the worst. They'll come at black men's necks while dating white men as a social statement. They rarely move from a big city with a white man because they need everyone to see that they have options besides black men. You're right in some way there, Merciless6, but get this, bruh. Black women can't date white men like the world would have us believe. Just because Kerry Washington did it on Scandal, just because Zoe Saldana is married to a white, just because Stacey Dash can do it, doesn't mean that the average black woman can't date outside of her race like the average black man can. I'm sure what you just said happens, absolutely. But what you have to understand is you can't really get mad at something that doesn't happen as often. And one thing about black women, they always talk about dating outside their race, but you rarely see them actually dating outside their race in the real world. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking God. So the ARP kid, Ethan, with the $500 super chat. That is the biggest super chat I have ever received. You gotta be fucking kidding me. He says, could you break down the Netflix reality show, Love is Blind? That needs to be its own special episode. Yes. Listen. You just gave me a $500 super chat. So, Sharpe, I'm gonna put this on my calendar. Love is, and dude, I have a Netflix account. Love is Blind Netflix. Yes, absolutely. The ARP kid Ethan wants me to break down Love is Blind, the Netflix show. $500 super chat? Yep, you bet your ass I will. You bet your ass I will. Holy fucking shit. The ARP kid Ethan, I appreciate the $500 super chat, and I'll tell you what I'll do. Send me an email, the ARP kid Ethan. I'm going to give you the video version of my 25-hour video and audio course, How to Master the Game. That is a $400 value. Shoot me an email, tsr@donovansharpe.com, and that course is all yours. I always do appreciate the larger-than-life super chats. Holy fucking God. I think the biggest super chat I'd ever gotten from at that point was probably, it might have been $500. It might have been Tim Taylor. I think Tim Taylor has also donated a $500 super chat at one point or another. But I do appreciate it. Yeah, he's making it rain up in here. I appreciate that. Holy shit, man. Kind of feel like a stripper, right? Let's go back to the phone lines. Let us go to area code 813. Area code 813, you're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, wait. What's going on here?
Yep. Area code 813.
Donovan,
what's your name? Where are you calling from? Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm calling from Tampa. Well, I'm actually in Jamaica, but yeah. Listen to that chick. She sounds like she's jaded, man. She sounds like she has a lot of problems.
Yeah. It's just
because those sounds like.
No, go ahead.
What's happening? Am I breaking up?
Nope. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh,
I was getting ready to interrupt you, but then I stopped. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. It sounds like she got a lot of problems, man, because all of those that she was listening to, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a you problem. All of those sounds like a you problem. Like some dude messed you up. And you probably will go back to that dude. And also, man, I like to thank you for what you're doing. I like your panning thing. And shout out to Anan, because believe me, Anan, you remind me of me when I was 23-year-old. I almost committed suicide.
Wow.
That led me to the red pill.
Holy shit.
Yeah, over a girl in college, man. That was awful.
Damn, dude.
It led me to the red pill, and then I really got in the red pill like when I was like 26.
Okay.
25, 26.
How old are you now?
Yeah, I've been watching your show. Oh, now I'm 28, going 29.
Good.
I've been watching you, Rich Cooper, Coach Red Pill. Just, ingesting red pill content, try not to overdose on it so I can improve myself. I've been learning to manage my money, learning to, improve myself overall, because that's the only way to go. So when I heard Anon call the first time, I was like, God damn, that was me.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
Right? He really spoke to me, man, because like when he, and thanks for the call, that we have Anon in New York, we have Anon in Jamaica. Anon in New York, it's weird because I think he represents all of us at some point in our fledgling red pill lives. Like and it's weird because there's shock. That's the first stage. Then there's anger. Then there's depression, right? There's depression. Like, okay, so what does it all mean? Like, why are things the way they are? Like, what does it all mean? Why should I even get up every day if women are not what we were raised to believe? If women are just trying to take advantage of us, then why even try? I get it. I was there. I used to be that guy, man. So I think Anon in New York, I think as it's weird. Like if we go back and we play the tape, we play his conversations, his voice gets stronger and stronger. He's called the show 3 or 4 times, and each time he calls the show, his voice sounds stronger and stronger. You can tell he's sort of growing into himself. It's actually kind of cool to see. It's actually very, very cool to see. Okay, let us go to area code 602. Area code 602, you're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's happening, Donovan?
What's up, man?
Hey, so this is Anonymous in Arizona here.
Okay.
Good old Phoenix.
Okay.
Warm of the face of the sun.
Of course.
And I have a question about the, shall you call it the purple pill and red pill aspect there. And
okay.
I've been listening to your content for about 2 months now. And I kind of just stumbled into it after going through some trouble with my own relationship. So my direct question would be, what is the aspect of red pill and marriage? And how does that correlate to a good alpha male, shall we say 1950s style, in today's era? And to give some backstory of that,
okay,
right? Deployed as a soldier and came home. My brother said, your high school sweetheart came to every family meeting, gathering. You know, that's the good kind of woman, right? So I married her.
Okay.
Love her to death. My woman. And she has that expectation of me, be the provider, be the alpha, be the father of our child.
Okay.
Move forward. Life is what it is.
Okay.
And then as I digest some of the red content, I kind of realize that, you know, okay, she may have more say in our relationship than she needs.
Okay.
So what's the approach to kind of flipping that coin where at the end of the day, a good alpha male, and call it bygones be bygones of society, you want that good female, but you want her in her place. Right. How do you intermix that of all women be hoes kind of thing? And I'm not saying that's what all women are, but like,
no, you're right. Listen, this is a very good question. I like that hashtag all women be hoes. That's great. By the way, I'm going to call you Phil in Phoenix because I think we've got like 9 anon, so I'm going to call you Phil in Phoenix. Here's the thing, Phil. What we have to understand as men is that a woman, you cannot control a woman. You can certainly put her in her place, but she won't stay in her place if she doesn't want to be there, right? A low-value man can temporarily put a woman, stay in your place, woman, and she'll acquiesce for about 10 seconds, and then she'll clap back, and she'll be out of pocket and all the rest of that. We've all heard and seen many of those stories before. But this actually, a good woman actually goes, it correlates directly into your woman having more say than you feel like she has. So your question was, well, Donovan, how can I get some of that control back? How can I take more control, start making the decisions? Well, it's simple to say, not so simple to do. You have to earn her trust. And what I mean by that is she has to see that you are a good decision maker. She has to have confidence in your decisions, right? Your decisions have to have a good outcome. No, you don't have to be perfect. But she has to see and understand that you have a good head about you. You keep your cool in situations, and you make the right decision more often than not. If your woman sees that you make the right decision more often than not, then she at that point will almost subconsciously relinquish control. And when she relinquishes that control, she's relaxed because she's no longer having to make those decisions. Because I'll tell you something, Phil. The fact that your woman has more say than you're comfortable with, I promise you, subconsciously, she feels the same way. She likes saying, well, I wear the pants in the family, this, that, and the other, but her subconscious or feminine hindbrain is saying, you know what? We don't really like being in charge. I kind of wish I was with someone who made more decisions. I wish I was with someone who was in control. That's sort of the first answer to your question is you have to establish yourself as a good decision maker. If you establish yourself as a good decision maker, she will then relinquish control. In terms of how do I reconcile you have to have a good woman with, hashtag all women be hoes. This is the crux of our situation, Phil. Women back in the 50s and 60s, they used to come ready-made for a relationship. And the reason for that is because their mothers would teach them the importance of being feminine, right? Keeping your virginity, saving yourself for your husband, the importance of cooking and cleaning, supporting your man, taking care of your man, having cleaning the house. Mothers taught their daughters how to be good, loyal housewives. So when they turned 18 years old or 19, whatever the case may be, they were then ready-made to be a quality woman. It's not like that anymore. And that's where we come to this hashtag women be hoes. Well, I reconcile that with this, Phil. It's on us to build women, right? Like, dude, it's 2020. I don't know how old you are, but we can't just go out and find a bunch of quality women. This ain't 1950. Like, this isn't, I'm a 24-year-old guy, and Mr. Pineacre down the street and his daughter, Julie, she just graduated from high school, and he's looking to marry her off to the best guy. We're attracted to it. It doesn't work that way anymore. It's on us to take these damaged women and hopefully try to build them and train them into who we want and need. Unfortunately, Phil, the odds are not in our favor, man. They're not. Listen, you can try because a man's inherent need is to be in a relationship with a woman and to have kids, but that's how you reconcile it, right? You reconcile it by understanding that, hey, you know what? Women are inherently flawed and they're not getting any better. So when you find a woman who appears to have at least some of the superficial qualities that you're looking for in a woman, it's now incumbent upon you to train her to be a quality woman because they don't come like that anymore.
90
That's how you
seconds.
reconcile that. I'll give you the last word, Phil.
I just want to say that I appreciate the work that you put in here and the message you send to young boys here.
Thank you,
with
man.
the aspect of train. You know, put in the effort.
That's right.
I mean, that's that red pill, blue or purple pill I depicted there. Once you find that love, right, you kind of get a dose of the blue pill.
That's exactly right.
And you realize a good woman
60 seconds.
is worth being red pilled. So no, I appreciate that, and that gives me the hindsight 2020 to command in my relationship, and I'll step forward. So I appreciate the aspect, and
Excellent.
Keep up the content.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate the call. Boy, you guys are making me think today. That was an excellent question by Phil, but I loved his hashtag, all women be hoes. Hashtag, bitches be hoes. Love it. That's funny. Oh, man. New York's Ninth Wonder says, must have been huge S&P gains today. Yeah, right? Guess that explains the ARP kid Ethan's $500 super chat. Yeah, I have heard of that show, Love is Blind. That's going to have to be I'm going to have to really, really take some time with that one because I've heard there was some solid red pill content in
10
stuff.
seconds.
Don't worry, guys. It's 10 seconds to get in the queue. Get in the queue. If you're on the queue, you will get on the show. Just try to be patient with me here as I try to navigate many different things. The Elusive says, holy fuck, today's show is brought to you by the ARP kid Ethan. Yeah, right. Bramblebush with the $5 super chat says, Alpha equals know who you are, accept who you are, be who you are, and then wipe your ass with everybody's feelings who has a problem. You come first. That's part of it. I certainly can't argue with that. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let us hit area code 617. Area code 617. You're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's so nice to speak with you. I have been listening to your show for, I'm
Okay, yeah. I don't think that was really the person on the line. Let's go to area code 540. Area code 540. You're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hey Donovan. It's Seth from Virginia.
I'm sorry, what and who from Virginia?
It's Seth.
Oh,
from
Seth
Virginia.
in Virginia. I remember talking to you, man. How you been?
I've been good.
Good.
I'm a little out of breath. I just got done working out in my basement.
Okay.
So
cool. Good stuff, man.
just bear with my breathing.
No, you're okay. You're all right.
But yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to call in to hopefully kind of clear up the confusion about the alpha and beta dichotomy.
Okay.
That because some people called in and was a little confused about that whole thing, and if it's okay, I wanted to break that down real quick.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man.
All right. So what I've noticed is that women, like you've said many times, they break men into two categories, right? Alpha fucks, beta bucks. And whereas that's helpful, and also the manosphere kind of does that,
Right.
It breaks it up, alpha and beta. But which is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but Vox Day has created the socio-sexual hierarchy,
yes.
and he dives in depth of all the different ones: alpha, beta, delta, gamma, omega, and sigma.
Okay.
And I just wanted to clear up a misconception. Like, beta gets a bad rap, right?
Yep.
Betas get shit on, but what's really happening is because if you look at the hierarchy, betas are right under the alpha.
Right.
They're
second in
actually
command.
quite high up on the hierarchy,
Yes,
right?
they are. Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and when women are looking at you, subconsciously they're assigning you based off of your behavior into status.
Right.
And it doesn't even have to be external, right? You don't have to be an NBA player. You don't have to be a billionaire.
Sure.
It can literally be like, that's why Kevin in sales or
Kevin in
some
LA?
guy a garage band
Oh, Dave, the unemployed
guitar
garage band
player
guitar player
that
who may or
has
may not live in a
nothing
storage unit?
Yeah, I'm sorry?
I said Dave, the unemployed garage band guitar player who may or may not have a felony warrant for his arrest.
Right. And the reason why they're so successful with women is that when they're communicating to the woman, they're basically subconsciously inserting themselves into the hierarchy in the woman's mind, which makes them valuable.
That's right.
So just to break down real quick, alphas are the leaders, which, like you said, they're actually not very common. And I wanted to preface, men are born in one category.
Okay.
Like, it's just how it is. They're born, and don't get me wrong, they can adopt certain characteristics and work on it, but you're going to be in one of those categories.
Right.
So, I know you got other callers, so I'll make this real quick. But yeah, alphas are, there's not many alphas, and they create a hierarchy within, where they insert themselves at the top, and they get women as a byproduct of that.
That's right.
And betas, and then betas attach themselves to alphas, and then there's deltas. They're the normal workers. They're the average Joes, and they're the ones that are good with women just because they're masculine, but they're not as intelligent. So they do dumb stuff like, "Oh, my woman is my other half,"
God,
and women don't. Yeah.
Happy wife, happy
and
life,
women
and
don't
all
like that, right? Yeah. So, and then we have gammas, which are your really smart man that is self-deceptive, and women are repulsed by them. They can't stand them. They're disgusting to them because they're not honest to themselves.
Right.
And true masculinity is honest.
That's right.
And then we got omega, which is the bottom. See, this is what people think are betas. The omegas, they're the ones that literally have no social competency. They're not very intelligent. They're not good looking. They're either overweight or really scrawny. They're the outcasts. These are the actual betas people are referring to.
Wow, I've never
but
thought
also,
about that.
Real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. And then real quick, and then there's Sigma. I've talked about Sigmas. I'm a Sigma, I believe. And basically, you're outside of the hierarchy, but you're equal to an alpha, unless you're in a job place where you have to be in the hierarchy. So what I've noticed is, which I haven't seen anybody create what I'm about to say, I think I've coined this, which it seems like Sigmas have a subcategory. So if you're a Sigma, you could be a Sigma/alpha or a Sigma/beta or any of the other ones. I've noticed it's almost like your sub behavior. But real quick, so there's healthy, whatever you are, alpha, beta, delta, gamma, omega, sigma, and then there's unhealthy. So you can be an alpha and be an unhealthy alpha. So people, you insert yourself, you're at the top, but you're just an asshole. You don't know how to deal with people, and those are the alphas that get murdered. Those are the alphas that get shunned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And same thing. Yeah, and same thing with betas. You can be an unhealthy beta, and you look like a cuck to women and men, but you can be a very healthy beta. So I just wanted to clear that up real quick. Being a beta inherently is not bad. It's actually, you're actually up high. You're actually up in the hierarchy.
You're a lot higher.
That's why betas can actually.
Right, you're a lot higher. And no, and thanks for the call, Seth in Virginia. I've never actually thought about that before, and I have heard of alpha, gamma, beta, delta. I've heard of all of that stuff. But that makes sense. And just to sort of condense what Seth was the point that Seth was getting across, the men that the manosphere and the world at large calls betas are not really betas, right? Like, if we really are breaking it down, Donovan Sharpe, probably a beta. I'm not, like, dude, like if we're really going by the very definition, the sexual hierarchy of alpha males, I'm not an alpha. I'm not, right? Okay, I'm a leader, but I'm not, like, I don't know, in the looks department, I'm probably a 6, maybe 6.5 on a good day, right? There are not that many alpha males, man. And if you really are an alpha male, you're not on camera, right? Like a lot of people like say, Donovan, you're totally an alpha male. I don't know. Maybe people would listen. If you think I'm an alpha, listen, I appreciate that, but I don't really consider myself to be one. Maybe, probably a beta. But I think he's right. I think that we call alphas. I think alphas, most alpha males that we know of are probably beta males. And most beta males that we think are beta males are probably gammas and deltas and omegas. Good call there by Seth in Virginia. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 973. Area code 973. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Greg from the quarantine, New Jersey.
Wow, you're in. So what's going on out there? How many cases of coronavirus are out there in New Jersey?
I think there was like maybe 132 plus, and I think there were 2 deaths in New Jersey.
Wow. Oh,
that's what I mean. I just watch the coronavirus shit, and then I just turn it off because I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna see about the social experiment, and here, because if this shit goes from this week onward, like maybe a month or so, you're gonna see what is called nature in action. Okay. And what I mean by nature in action is this, because I'm seeing it already. There were like about maybe 2 women that one I was a fuck buddy to, and one that friend zoned me.
Okay.
And I just did a social experiment. The social experiment was this. I got my podcast rig. Okay. I'm just putting up my podcast rig. There were about a few people that looked at it. Then I put up because I stacked up like, the essentials like toilet paper, shampoo, and stuff like that.
Yep.
And you get 3 hearts from women that I've never spoken to in my life that probably friend zoned me. And I get 2 messages like, I know this sounds weird. I know I rejected you, but can you help a bitch out? I'm like,
oh my God.
So what you're seeing is
toilet paper game.
So what you're seeing is you're seeing something that has never been. When the lights are turned on, wow. I'm a strong, independent woman. I got a beta male right on my side.
Right.
When the lights are turned off, yo, can you spare a bitch $1?
Can I get can you spare a bitch a roll of toilet paper? Can I get a roll of Charmin? Unbelievable. So
I'll suck your dick.
You know what I'm saying? I'll suck your dick, man. So Greg in New Jersey, talking about toilet paper game. So if you're having problems with women, if you want to know how to get women, hey, listen. If you can, get your hands on some toilet paper. Wow. Dude, Devin and I, we got like 36 rolls of toilet paper like 3 weeks ago. So we're good. We're solid. I can't believe that toilet paper right now is the most sought after commodity behind this coronavirus thing. It's just, I'll never figure it out. Let's go to area code 757. Area code 757. You're on Live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Donovan? This is Rick, man. I'm calling from VA, man.
Hey, what's going on, Rick? How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Hey, listen, I wanted to touch on something that you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
You mentioned something about you have to give women the sense that you have 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out of the door.
Right.
All right. Right. All right. So Friday, I got into this big old argument with my girl, right?
Uh-oh.
Because I was complaining to her about how, I got into an argument with her about how she doesn't really cook as much as she used to, and she was kind of letting herself go. So, it got really blown out of proportion. She said some things. So I said, you know what? I got something. This is something that me and my friends came up with.
Okay.
That if you're in a relationship with when you're in a relationship with a girl, we call it the first 48.
Okay.
And what it is basically what you said. It was one of them things on the list where you have to ghost and reappear.
Yep.
Like, it seems bad, but women actually respect that. So what I did was, we got into the big argument. She hung up on me. So on my lunch break, I went home and I got some clothes, and I went back to work. Mm-hmm. When I got off, I got a hotel room. It was on Friday.
There you go.
So I got a hotel room for 2 days.
Yep.
For 2 days, and then I blocked her.
Yep.
And I stayed in the room Friday night, and then Saturday night, and then I checked out at 11 on Sunday.
Okay.
Man, when I got home, everything I complained about. Now I don't know how long it's gonna last, but everything that I complained about, she did. She had her nails done. She bought new underwear. The house was immaculate.
See that?
When I came home, she was cooking and everything, yo. Like, and she was still on block. the whole time I was in the hotel, I'm thinking that, you know, she's complaining and snapping and calling everybody and crying.
Right.
She was out doing everything that I was complaining about. When I came home, she nails done, everything. And then that same night, yo, I got like 2 blowjobs, yo.
Yes, sir.
And we've been ever since I came home Sunday after I checked out. I had sex with her like 6 times. I done got like 2-3 blowjobs, and she been messaging me all day.
Every
I
day.
think what it is a lot of women have abandonment issues.
Okay.
So you kind of, even though it's wrong, it might seem wrong. You kind of gotta play on that. Play like you said, 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out of the door, because they have that abandonment issue and they don't want to lose you because of maybe, you know, their father abandoned them when they were younger or something. So it's kind of a messed up part of the game, but you gotta play on that to get them back in line, man.
Yo, check this out, Rick. What you just described, your friends call it the first 48. In the manosphere, we call that. Yes, in the manosphere, we actually call that what's called dread game. There's two kinds of dread.
Right, yeah, I've seen that.
There's active dread, which you activated, and then there's passive dread. You obviously did active dread. You said, okay, you're not going to cook or clean. You're letting yourself go. I'm going to go stay in a hotel for a couple of nights. And she didn't know that you were doing this. She just thought that you up and disappeared, right? You come back after not having heard from her or heard from you in 48 hours. When you got back to the house, everything was good. She was looking good. Dinner's in the oven. Nails done. She's blowing you.
Yeah,
You're getting it in.
She went and got her hair straightened
Yep.
and everything. I came home, her nails were done, hair straightened.
Yep.
She bought a whole thing of like underwear and shit.
Yep.
And then, I mean, she was mad because she thought I cheated. And it was like because she thought I cheated,
Yep.
she felt like there was like a competition.
There you go.
Anxiety.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hold on, Rick. Here's the thing, Rick. Dread game is dread game is a synonym for competition anxiety. That's the passive part of the dread. Competition anxiety. So when you and your girl are somewhere and the hot hostess is flirting with you, guess what? Your girl's going to give you the fucking blowjob of your life when you guys get back to your house. Why? Passive dread. Somebody else flirted with you who is attractive with you. Oh, now she's in competition anxiety. Okay, she flirted. She has big tits. I'm going to compete with that blowjob at the house. That's what passive dread causes, is that competition anxiety. But let me back up here for a second. Number 1, never argue with your woman. Number 2, never complain to your woman. Simply let her know, hey, listen, you've let yourself go, right? And if she wants to get all stupid about it, just remain cool and do exactly what you did. All right, no problem. You don't even have to tell her anything. You went to work, you come home, you grabbed your clothes, went and stayed at a hotel for 2 days, and the rest is history. Now, the thing that you said, and thanks for the call, Rick. That's actually a very good call. Rick said, man, I felt like it was wrong to do it, and it sucks that we have to do this. Listen, man, all's fair in love and war, man. And Rick, listen, man, I feel you on that. I hate, we as men, we hate having to be like this to get good treatment out of women. It sucks that it's like this, but it is absolutely necessary. It is not wrong to run dread game on your woman. At least not now it is. At least not now it's not. Like, dude, 50, 60 years ago, disappearing for 48 hours, that was doing your woman wrong because your woman was doing you right? But the way women are here in 2020, we as men, we are forced to do things that even we are uncomfortable with. But only when you finally get it through your head. You want to know something? These dudes on these red pill channels, these red pill blogs, keep talking about this dread game. They keep talking about disappearing for 48 hours and this and that and the other. I don't want to have to do it, but she's not leaving me any choices, right? Here's a correction here by Rick. He says the reason why she responded favorably is because she has abandonment issues. No, that's wrong. No. The reason why she responded favorably is because she was afraid of being abandoned by you. Rick, you're a high-value guy. Your value is higher than your girl's. And if your value is higher than your girl's and you disappear for 48 hours, yeah, she's going to acquiesce and do whatever the hell you want. She's going to shape her ass up. But if you're a gamma male or an omega male and you try to run dread game on a girl who has higher value than you, bye, nigga. Like, she's not getting her hair. Well, she'll get her hair and her nails did, but she ain't doing it for you. She's doing it for Shamar. She's doing it for Tyrone. She's doing it for DeAndre. She's doing it for LaMarcus and the niggas down at the block. That's who she's doing that for. She ain't doing that for you. So what people have to understand about Rick's story is the reason why his dread game worked is because he has high value. Because trust and believe, if his woman had access to men that were higher value than him, when he got home, she might not have been there. But Rick is the highest value male available to her right now. And when he removed his commitment, when he removed his presence, when he removed his attention, which is a woman's most valuable commodity, your attention, she got back into shape. And it has nothing to do with abandonment issues and everything to do with the fact that he is the highest value man available to her. She didn't want to lose that. That's why she fell in. Very good. New York's Ninth Wonder says active dread and passive dread equals competition anxiety. I like that. I like that. Lavore 1980 with the $5 super chat says, every day you are changing men's lives for the better, including mine's. I rocks with you. I rocks with you though, bro. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, Lavore 1980. I appreciate that. Trent Schaefer with the $5 super chat. He says to what Rick from Virginia is saying, the late great Patrice O'Neal said, quote, make her believe you'll righteously leave and she'll righteously stay. Bravo, Trent Schaefer. Trent Schaefer with the comment of the day. Comment of the day. He is absolutely the right. The late great Patrice O'Neal said, make her believe you'll righteously leave and she will righteously fucking stay. You better fucking believe it. The minute a woman knows, the minute a woman has it in her head that you're definitely not going anywhere, poof, her interest goes bye-bye. She becomes the Sahara Desert. She snaps her legs shut. And again, it didn't used to be this way. The way it used to be, the way to keep a woman's attraction is to make her understand, I'm not going anywhere. You got me forever. Women used to be attracted and aroused by that. Not anymore. Nope. The minute a woman has it in her mind that you cannot or will not go anywhere, she's done. She's done. She might not leave you. She'll make sure she has somebody firmly in her grasp before she leaves. We call that monkey branching. But yeah. Do not allow a woman to think that you cannot or will not bounce. If you do, then she will bounce. Excellent call there. Excellent call by Rick in Virginia. I'm actually going to repost that. That's a very, very good phone call of Dread Game in action. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 774. Area code 774. You're on live at Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, is this me, right?
Yes, sir. It's you.
Yes. Hey, I'm Jason from Worcester. Oh, dude, from one player to another, man. I love you, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so I'm 28 years old.
Okay.
I actually figured out the red pill by the time I was, I want to say 18, dude. I got cheated on. And everyone knew it was a terrible time, but like once my cousin was murdered, it was just my whole life changed. I became a model. I learned how to game. Oh, it was so beautiful. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
I'm living life amazingly right now. I'm just enjoying my job, but because of this whole coronavirus thing, I have a girlfriend. She's doing great. We have to work from home now. Mm-hmm. And when she heard the news, she started going ballistic. She gave me a list of things to do around the house, and I was like, hold up. But like, just because I'm working from home now doesn't mean I have like things to do that is technically your job. And my question is, how is it that like because of that she assumed that I'm like controlling that wow. I never let her do anything? Like, how does that work?
Okay, so let me get this straight. I just want to make sure that I'm getting your question right here. Jason in Worcester, Mass. I imagine you're in Worcester, Mass?
Yep.
Okay. So let me just make sure I have the timeline straight. So you guys both have to work from home because of the coronavirus. You guys live together, right? So she gave
she works elsewhere.
But you guys live together.
No.
Oh.
I will not move in with a chick until I'm like ready.
Okay, so that actually leads me into another direction. So she's giving you a list of things to do around your house or to do around her house?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
My house.
Listen, that was a loaded question. It doesn't matter what list she gives you to do at her house or your house. You're not doing that shit, right? If she hands you a list of things to do.
Exactly, I told her that.
Yes, if she hands you a list of things to do at your house, dude, as a matter of fact, Jason, it's almost like a funny joke. Like, for real? Are you serious with this? What the fuck is this? Ozzy and fucking Harriet? Get the fuck out of here with that. I'll do the shit around my house when I'm damn good and ready.
she blew up on me, and it
Okay.
got to the point where I had to kick her ass out, man.
Good.
And I didn't talk to her all morning.
Good.
Nothing but sorries. I
Yep.
apologize.
Yep.
Please let me come down.
Yep.
It's like what Patrice O'Neal says. It's like she's constantly trying to poison my rice, and I'm constantly trying to poke her eyes out. I don't understand why she goes so ballistic sometimes.
It's just, listen, Jason, and I know you're probably not going to want to hear this. This is how women are, Jason. Women, and what you have to and you sound very young. How old are you? How old is she?
I'm 28 now.
And how old is she?
And she's 26.
How long have you guys been together?
4 years now. 4 years.
Okay.
Just as long as you and Devin.
Yeah. It sounds like. Now, here's the thing. Devin doesn't test me as much as your girl tests you. And there are many reasons for that. But the main reason is that you just don't have enough time in, right? Even though you've been in a relationship for as long as I have more time in simply as a simple byproduct of my age. Devin trusts my judgment because I'm 42 years old. You're only 28. I'm sure your woman trusts your judgment, but you're still only 28. She knows that you're just
exactly. And I followed your rules too. And this was before I even knew of you. Like I said, I found the red pill when I was like 18 years old.
Oh wow.
She asked me out. She wanted to be with me.
Okay.
I gave her the standards that needed to be met. It's like, that's why I said from one player to another, I love you, dude. Because I've been running game on all these girls for years.
And
10
didn't
years
even
now.
know it, did you? Didn't even know it.
But and I just don't even understand why. Like,
so let me finish. Let me finish.
Let me
finish. Let me finish. No, hold on. No, real quick. You actually brought it right back around.
Yes.
Devin will test me. She does test me. She is still a woman, but she doesn't test me as often as your girlfriend does, simply because you're younger. Like, I've got 14 years on you. Let's say, for the sake of argument, Jason, let's say you were 20 years older than you are now. Let's say you're 48 and she's 26, right? She'll test you.
Oh, she's got another thing coming to her.
Well, there you go. She's going to test you, just not as often because you're 40-fucking-6. She knows you've been around the block. She knows you smashed broads since you're 18 years old, probably younger than that. Now, she has to poke and prod every once in a while just to make sure that you're still the man she fell in love with, because women understand that people change. Just because you're Mr. fucking Captain Alpha in month 1 doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be Captain Alpha in month number 21. That's the first thing I'll tell you. The second thing I'll tell you is, like I said before, dude, this is just how women are. The younger women are, the higher the value they have, because you're a good-looking guy. I'm sure she's a good-looking girl. She's good. They never stop poking. They never stop shit testing. If you guys are together long enough, eventually she will stop shit testing you with this frequency. But I'm going to tell you one more thing, Jason. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let me ask you. Let's do some math here. In 10 years, how old will you be?
I will be 38.
You'll be 38. How old will your girlfriend be?
36.
No, she won't be 36. She will be 50 fucking in sexual market value years. So in SMV years, at 38 years old, dude, you were the 18-year-old, 19-year-old hot girl. That's who you are. At 36 years old,
beautiful.
She's the old maid. She's literally 52 years old in the sexual marketplace. I said all that to say this, Jason. You're not going to be with this girl forever, man. Like, you're not. Like, you guys are way too close in age. Like, I'm not a mathematician. I am 6 years older than Dev, right? Like, I'm 6 years older than she is. You understand what I'm saying? And it's funny because she actually has a little bit of that competition anxiety. She's starting to understand. And this is one reason, and thanks for the call, Jason. This is one of the, and Jason, here, I will give you one thing to do. Hold on. I will give you one thing to do around your house. Change the 9-volt battery in your smoke detector. That is me giving you the order. I'm giving you a list. Jason, change the fucking battery in your smoke detector.
I love you, man. Thank you.
You the man, Jason. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, one of the many reasons Devin stays in pocket doesn't really have anything to do with me. Oh, no. It has to do with her. You see, Devin knows she's on the wrong side of 30, right? And don't get me wrong, right? Like, I'm Donovan Sharpe. I keep her in pocket. I got all this game and this and that and the other, and I make good money. Okay, those things certainly factor in. But one of the biggest factors in terms of Devin staying in pocket is her age. This is Devin's last chance to be with someone like this guy. Oh, sure, she could go off and fuck hotter guys all day long. Dude, she can go out there and sport fuck her way all up and down Philly. Down Broad Street, back up Chestnut Street, back down Walnut Street. From Geno's to Pat's to the Link, all the way down to Cherry Hill and all the way back to fucking Center City, Philadelphia. She could fuck any guy she wants. The relationship and the commitment, that's what she really wants. And that's why she stays in pocket, because she knows at the age of 36, she ain't got many chances, if any at all, right? That guy, Jason, is not going to be with his girlfriend in 10 years. He'll be 38. He'll be in his sexual prime. She'll be 36, man. Even I'm pushing the envelope with me being 42 and Dev being 36. I'm 42. Dude, I could have a 24-year-old girlfriend. I know I could have that. Devin knows and understands this. That's one of the many reasons she stays in pocket. I would love to sit here and take full credit for that. I would love to sit here and say, hey, you don't want to know something? She's in pocket because I got all this game. Okay, listen, I'll give myself credit for that, but her age is the other reason. Let's not cast any false aspersions. Got 2 more calls on the line. I'm going to get to you guys in a second. Zahira Sharif with the $10 super chat. She says, I'm a female that was raised in an old school black man from Mississippi, God rest his soul. Taught me to be submissive. He taught me that is what keeps a man and his loyalty. Real talk, that's it. That's it. Good comment there by Zahira Sharif. I tell these bitches all the time on Twitter, no submission, no protection. Right? Like, women expect men to be there to protect them, right? But they don't. Black women in particular. Black women don't want to submit to black men, but then they want the protection from... No. You don't get submission. You don't get protection if you don't submit. No submission, no protection. No submission, no resources. No submission, no commitment. That's how that works. You have to give something to get something. You don't just get to come in and say, well, I'm not going to submit and then expect to get protection and commitment and resource. No, Don't work that way. Doesn't work that way. You were raised by a wise man, Zahira. Zachariah Hayes with the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go to area code 718. Area code 718. You're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Donovan. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Hi, Donovan. It's Aaron from Brooklyn, New York.
Aaron in Brooklyn. How you doing, man?
Doing well, thank you. Thank you very much. I came across your content when they're going through a really rough breakup.
Okay.
So I thank you for all the stuff you're putting out. It really helped me out a lot.
Absolutely. I'm glad to have helped.
To get over. Yes, sir. So quick question for you. I'm seeing a girl now. She's telling me she loves me. I didn't reciprocate because I don't feel that way for her. We spend quite a bit of time together. She comes over maybe 3-4 times a week after work.
Okay.
I came to find out that she lied to me about going on vacation. She told me she went to Mexico with her best friend, and I found in her bag when I was looking for cigarettes, I found boarding passes with another guy's name on it. I looked through her phone, and there were text messages back and forth, her telling him how much she loves him and all that stuff.
Wow.
I didn't really care because, I'm not taking her seriously. I don't intend to marry her or commit to her.
Sure.
She did ask me to be exclusive. I told her I'm not ready.
Okay.
My question is, how can women, I'm not able to do this. I could sleep with many women at one time, but I can't emotionally commit to more than one woman at a time.
Right.
And my question is, she tells me she loves me, and she's telling this guy she loves him. And he lives in a different state. He lives in Virginia, so that's a little far away. So how is that possible, if you can elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, it's not. It's not possible for women to emotionally commit to more than one man, okay? A woman, Aaron, could be fucking 5 different guys. She doesn't love all 5 guys. She might like each one of them for whatever reason. Maybe she likes one guy because he's funny. Maybe she likes another guy because he's talented. Maybe she likes another guy because he makes her feel pretty, right? But a woman can only truly love emotionally one man romantically at a time. A woman can never love more than one man at a time. It is not possible. So now the question becomes, okay, well, Donovan, how can she tell me she loves me, but then tell this other guy she loves him? Well, she's lying to one of you, right? Women use love. Yes. Women use sex to, and this is something I heard back in 7th grade. Men use love to get sex. Women use sex to get love, right? What I mean when I say that is this. We as men, a lot of men like to tell women that they love them to get them to have sex with them. That's really not even necessary anymore. You don't even have to tell women that you love them to get them to fuck you, right? Women use their most valuable asset, which is sex, to get love from men. This girl that you're seeing really wants to be loved, so much so that she's hoping that by giving you sex and saying, I love you, that she gets it back from you. So the short answer to your question is it's not possible for a woman to love more than one man at once. There is only one. A woman could be fucking 11 guys. She only wants to be with one. The one that she wants to be with, that's the one that gets blowjobs every time. That's the one who gets anal sex. That's the one who gets cooked for. That's the guy she cleans the apartment for. That's the guy she looks the best for. That's the guy she always makes time for. That's the guy she cancels all of her plans with when he calls or texts. That's the difference. But and one more thing. Here's something else you have to know. A woman will say whatever she has to get what she wants or needs. She may not love either one of you, but I know she does not love both of you.
It's interesting. I get all those things, Donovan, but him being so far away and her not seeing him on a regular basis like she does me, it's kind of difficult to say whether she really loves me or she's telling me she loves me because of the attention and the proximity and the convenience that I'm able to offer her. But I saw a text just recently. She's in bed with me. She passed out. We were watching something on her phone. I took her phone and started looking through it. And she's writing back and forth to this guy, you're the love of my life. I love you, all this nonsense back and forth. Sure. So I just really, I don't really care because I'm not playing segment to this girl, but I just can't understand how she's telling me she loves me than reading this stuff.
Yeah, Aaron, listen, I understand where you're coming from, but it doesn't matter, right? Like, how can women do this? They can't, but it doesn't matter. Because you're not going to commit to this broad anyway, right? And you have to understand, women can manipulate on different levels. And listen, it might be because of your proximity that she loves him more, right? She doesn't get to see him as much, so his time is more valuable to her than it is with you because she sees you 3-4 times a week, right? By virtue of proximity or lack thereof, that might just make, I don't know. But guess what? I don't care, and neither do you, to be quite honest with you. I think you're just trying to sort of get into the female mind, and just understand it's not possible for women to love more than one man. She definitely doesn't love either. She definitely doesn't love both of you. She might be lying to both of you. Listen, let's say you lived out on the West Coast, and the other guy was the guy laying in bed. She'd probably call you the love of her life as well. Here's another thing. Dude, women call men the loves of their lives all the time. Aaron, I have fucked scores of women. Scores of women have told me I'm the love of their life. I'm like, bitch, I've known you for 27 minutes. How is that possible? This is just how women are, Aaron. I'll give you the last word, man.
Yeah, thank you for elaborating on that, Donovan.
Absolutely.
I think you helped me a lot, you and other guys on YouTube after the breakup. Like, I had chest pain for a month, man. I love this girl, really. Once that crumbled, I really started discovering the red pill. I'm a little older than most of the listeners. I'm 36 years old.
Okay, all right. Oh, you're in the prime of your life, brother.
It's not... Yeah, thank you, brother. I just want to say to all the other guys listening that it's not too late to learn how things really are, and not to get jaded necessarily, but just to understand how things are and to approach women the right way. And so that way you're not going to get hurt and you know what you're getting into. And thank you again, Donovan.
Absolutely. Let me give you one last tip, Aaron. Let me give you one last tip, Aaron. One last tip with this girl. Let her know that you know about the other guy and that it doesn't bother you. And watch her attitude flip. I'm not going to, listen, I know exactly what's going to happen. I want you to see what happens. So, by the way, I went through your phone the other day. Yeah, I saw you went to go see this other guy. Apparently, he's the love of your life. Good for you. So, when are you guys getting together? Like, make her think that it's not a big, dude, she's going to look horrified and shocked, right? She's going to look horrified and shocked. Like, what's the big deal? You're seeing other people. I'm seeing other people. It is what it is. Like, hey, man, listen, don't let me stand in your way.
She tells me we're exclusive. She tells me we're exclusive.
Okay, fine. Listen. Don't call her out on the lie. Just be happy for her that hey, listen, congratulations. You found the love of your life. Now, let me ask you, does he know that you're cheating on him with me? Like, listen, I'm not trying to wreck a happy home here. I don't want to be a home wrecker, so just let me know, like, what's going on. Dude, I promise you, she will.
Donovan, I will do that.
Listen, she will suck. I don't know what race you are. She will suck the color off your dick. If you're a white guy, she's going to suck your cock so hard, it's going to be clear by the time she gets done. I guarantee it.
I am white, and she's Asian.
Yes, I love it.
But,
awesome. Thanks for the call, Aaron in Brooklyn. Thanks for the call. That's how you got to handle that, man. Like, if you find out that a girl you're fucking is fucking somebody else, hey, by the way, I saw that this guy, Alex, is the love of your life. Oh, no. Listen, I'm not mad. Like, congratulations. Like, I mean, listen, you guys are soulmates. I'm glad you found your person. So let me ask you a question. Does he know that you're cheating on him with me? Right? Like, listen, if he doesn't, listen, it'll be our little secret. Like, I don't want to tell him any more than you do. I'm just, I'm looking out for you. He's the love of your life. I'm not trying to break up a happy home. It's all good. It's all good. That's what that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Good call there by Aaron. Aaron in Brooklyn. That was funny as shit, man. I love it. I love it. Last call of the day. Area code 908. Area code 908. You're on live with Donovan. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Area code 908. No! Oh, all right. Area code 908 dropped. I guess they were just probably just listening to the show via Blog Talk Radio. Excellent show today. Dre Hooper says, damn, just missed a half an hour due to driving on Fort fucking Bragg. That's funny. All right, let me shout out the super chatters here. Juanito Main, $10. John Rampage, $2. Cryomancer, $20. The ARP Kid, Ethan, $500. The ARP Kid with the $500 super chat. And yes, I will absolutely break down the Netflix reality show Love is Blind. Honestly, that actually sounds like it could be a Monday show. It could be a good long Monday show because I can't put the content on YouTube. I have to actually record it on another device, but I'll put in the work, man. I'll put in the work because I've heard that it's good stuff. But I appreciate the $500 super chat from the ARP Kid Ethan. Merciless 6, $20. I Bramble Bush, $5. Lavord 1980, $5. Trent Schaefer, $5 with the comment of the day, no less. Zahira Sharif, $10. Zachariah Hayes, $5. I appreciate all of your super chats. You guys are the reason why I am on the air. Shout out to my callers, Josh in Boston, Kevin in LA, a.k.a. Kevin in Sales, Theo the Trucker, stay safe out there. Try not to get jumped by the angry mob because you have the... He's out there picking up toilet paper in Utah. Stay safe out there. Anon in New York, who appears to really be coming into his own with this red pill renaissance thing. We're all pulling for him. Jim in Jamaica. Appreciate the call. Phil in Phoenix. Seth in Virginia. Oh, wait a minute. There we are. Phil in Phoenix. Seth in Virginia. Greg in New Jersey. Rick in Virginia. Very good call with the explanation of alphas, betas, gammas, and deltas. Jason in Worcester, Mass. Jason, change that battery in your smoke detector and never let a bitch hand you a list of things to do in your own house. And of course, Aaron and Brooklyn, you need to do what I told you to do, Aaron. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.